Hey, y'all.
Hello,
Good
hello,
evening.
hello. Hello, hello, hello. If you can hear the sound of my voice, put a one in the chat. If you can hear the sound of my voice, put a one in the chat. One time for the one time. One time for the one time. I see some ones. I see a one. Don't see a lot of ones, but I do see a one. Can we
I,
get another one? Oh, I see a second one. I see a third one by the same person. Can we? Do we only have two people? Oh, I see another one.
I put
Well,
one
there's
in the
somebody on
chat.
the stage. I need to say. I guess you can hear us. I don't want to belabor the time. We are here. This most certainly is an impromptu night, ladies. It is ladies' night. Want to make sure that I do an introduction to those that are on the stage. If you would be so, uh, if you would you please introduce yourself, starting with Tiffany. Tiff, I just gave you a
Hello,
name.
ladies. Hello, ladies. My name is Tiffany, and my channel is Tiff Takes, where we talk real life, do real reviews, and just chill. Thank you for having me, Miss Tina.
Thank you for coming. Miss Melinda, if you would introduce yourself and your page, please.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Melinda G. My channel is Melinda G TV. And over there, we do all, as Miss Trish, Homebody Trish will say, all the things. I do refreshes, decorating, cooking, cleaning, you name it, your girl gets it done. So, welcome, everyone.
Most wonderful. We're going to take it all the way down to Lady Yo, Miss Yolanda. If you would introduce yourself and your channel to the people.
Yes, hello. I am Yolanda, and my channel name is Brit Family Fun. I am a lifestyle channel. I work out, I conversate, and I'm also in the kitchen. All family fun. Thank you so much, Tina.
And Miss Epipu, if you would be so kind to introduce yourself and your channel to the people.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Epipoo. The name of my channel is Epipoo. You can catch a little bit of everything on my channel. I'm pretty much like a family channel, but I do everything under the sun. Sometimes I'm doing a DIY. Sometimes we out in these YouTube streets, at an event or something. So yeah, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to Ladies Night.
Thank you so much, ladies. I just want to give a brief description. My name is Tina Mo. Welcome to the Tina Mo for Show YouTube channel, a space for uh, a new face trying to pick the locket to a new topic. Today we're having an open forum with a twist, and I have to read the rules of engagement. Number one, we have five rules. Number one being you need invitation to the station. When I say you need invitation to the station, meaning that you meet the criteria. By all means, come up, come up, come up, ladies. And I mean that with my whole heart and with my chest. And if you cannot read, but in between the lines, something is wrong. But again, we're asking for the ladies to come up because we'll be discussing things that only women experience. Number two, BYOI. Bring your own ideas. The last thing that we want to hear is something that you done picked up from somebody's newspaper, unless you were the one that was in the clippings. We don't want to hear anything about what somebody Sally did in another house somewhere down the street, but we desire to hear from you how you think and the things that come across your mind. Number three, rule number three, we listen and we don't judge. Keep your judgment face at home because there's no telling what we may discuss. There's no telling what kind of things that we may touch on tonight. And today we're here to listen, we're here to learn, we're here to laugh, we're here to have fun, but even more so, we're here to be transparent. Number four, respect the speaker. Respect the speaker means when they're talking, hold your peace until they get finished. Again, we want to Respect the speaker. And number 5, troll at your own risk. Maybe in the background. Hold on. I don't see you, Coach. You in the background? Oh, she's in the background. Oh, she's not talking about up here. Number 5, troll at your own risk. Trolls are subject to the and rules of engagement of each channel holder. You may be ignored, reprimanded, timed out momentarily, or you could be blocked, hidden, and or reported. With that being the case, we have laid down the ground rules. You all that are interested in coming in, we have plenty of spots up here. I think we can add an additional. I don't know if it's 4 or 5 people. I think we could have 10 on here at one time. But we asking all ladies to come up today. With that being the case, I want to get started. Um, because there are some things that I know that I know everyone up here on this panel has no idea where I'm going tonight, and we won't be before you long, even though it's a plethora of us up here. But I wanted to touch on some things, and I wanted you all to hear what each of us have to say. And though they don't know what questions I'm going to ask, we got some questions for tonight. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Don't
Yes,
sound so nervous.
I'm
Let's
ready.
get this shit rolling.
Look, I'm ready. I look. This is gonna prepare me for my 20 questions with Jay. Let's go. I'm ready.
It actually isn't that many questions tonight, and so that's why I was like, we won't be before you long, but we are going in tonight.
Okay.
Um, Ladies' night. What I wish I knew then.
Ooh.
I'm gonna let that marinate on you right quick while I acknowledge those that are in the chat, because I don't want to leave the poor little people. Give you a moment to think about it, because I know that you all have some ideas and some thoughts, especially as it pertains to your past. Um, Let me go. Whew, y'all been falling in tonight. Miss Vaughn, I don't know if she's still in here. Thank you for coming. And thank you for your presence. She could be listening in the background. A diamond in the sticks. We thank you for coming in. Crystal, we thank you for coming in. Feel free to come on up, Crystal. Because I know we're gonna be touching on some things that you might want to speak to. Lala, feel free to come up if you'd like. Thank you for coming. Miss Coffee, kiss from Jay. I wanted to be the first to comment. You could be one of the first to talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, because nobody knows the questions. Kids from Jay. We thank you for coming. Every Pooh is on the stage. We thank you, of course, for showing up. Uh, Lady Yo, I'm acknowledging you as well. Thank you for coming as well.
Thank you.
Tiff, who is also on the panel, thank you for coming as well. We have here Coffee, Melinda. We see you in the Chapmans. Let me see who else is here. Who else is here? I'm running. Marie. I don't know who that is, but I figured it out. Thank you for coming. Oh,
She's on his page.
okay. Um, okay, I'm looking. Miss Boogie, thank you for showing up. Appreciate you coming into the Chapmans. Shanice, appreciate you as well. Thank you for showing up and welcome to the Chapmans. Homebody Trish in the building. Thank you for coming. And welcome. I said what I said, Tina and chat. We appreciate you for showing up always. And feel free. Feel free. I said what I said, to hit that link and make your way to the stage if you'd like. Um, we have so many, Miss Coffee too as well, home by the Trish. Any of you all that want to come in, as long as there are some open slots, you can slide on in. Even Miss Boogie if you want to. Come on in if you'd like. La the same. All of this. Again, this is open forum. If you need to be reminded of what the rules are, just go into the description. You got the 5 rules. The 5 rules are unalive. Almost like the 5 fingers are unalive with Sway. But yes, all of the ladies have an open invitation. Faith, Marie, unscripted. Thank you for showing up and coming into the live. Shanice Tracy, we have another Shanice in here. Thank you for showing up and coming in with us tonight. There's so many of us that are here tonight that I'm so appreciative to see your faces. Coach, Coach, I know you stay busy, but if you ever decide that you want to come up, just hit that link and come on in. We'll be glad to have you to discuss these things. And I'm trying to make my way. Am I close to the bottom? I might be. Lafita, hey, so glad to see you. Don't be shy. If you want to make your way up to the live, hit that link and come on up because you may want to speak to some of these things, especially with some of the questions I'm going to ask tonight.
Oh, okay.
Monique, hey Miss Monique, so glad to see you. Thank you for showing up. If you decide you want to come in, hey, it's open to the ladies tonight. It is ladies' night, and I want you all to feel just right on the panel tonight. So come on up if you would like to. Who else do we have here? Oh, I've made it to the bottom of the chat list. Again, welcome to everyone that has come in. If I missed you, missed your name, mispronounced it, put it phonetically in the comment section so I can say it right. Otherwise, we're going to move forward with the topics of the night. Was somebody going to say something? Somebody say something?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to start with the opening argument, if I will, just to begin to get everything set, have some things on your mind, which I'm sure is already there because no one up here is empty headed. What I wish I knew then, everyone has a story. Everyone has things in their past that they have experienced. We all experienced pain. We've all experienced disappointment. We have all experienced making bad decisions, and we've all experienced being influenced and sometimes being a bad influence on others. Tonight, I've decided to pull the covers back and pull the band aids off of my experiences. Not only am I doing it today, but I have with me women who are not singing the song of woe is me and do not participate in the Victims Olympics. Instead, what is represented here tonight is a panel of women who have overcome. While we don't know yet what will be shared, we do know that we will hear nothing but the best from the best. Starting with the topic question. And I pose this somewhat as a question, but it's more so of you giving your insight. And what I'll do is I'll give my perspective on one of the topical questions, or topical thesis, or what have you. And then you can give your input as it comes to mind.
Okay.
Don't be so nervous. Topic. I never got a chance to do blank, but I'm glad I didn't because of blank. Let me give you an idea where I'm headed, and you can take it wherever you want to go. Again, that is, I never got a chance to do blank, but I'm glad I did not, because of blank. I never got a chance to live with my biological father. I'm glad I didn't, because I could have taken on the same attitude with being okay with poverty. Now, the backstory to that, because I'm going to let y'all think on it just a couple of minutes.
Mm.
The backstory to that is my father was raised, he was the second born of 9 children. And I'm the oldest, so I kind of understand the whole dynamics of being the oldest and seeing things and understanding things earlier than some of the rest of the other children. Because he was the second oldest, my age is closest to or closer to my aunts and uncles. Um, in some regard, closer to my aunts and uncles than my own siblings. Um, with that being the case, um, I sit here, or at least one sibling, because I only have two sisters. So one of them is quite younger than a few years, quite many years younger than me, whereas the other one not so much. We're only like a year and a half apart. But with that being the case, I sit here and I think about how he was raised in a household. And I saw these things when I was young because they had me when they were pretty young. Um, him and my mother. Um, what I saw was a man who he was a young man who passed when he was 36 years old. Prior to all of that time, I saw him live with the majority of his brothers and sisters. I may have seen him go to work once that I recall. I think I've only seen him go to work once. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we can hear you.
My phone went to black, and I was like, "Uh oh, what didn't happen?" Been talking too long. But what I was saying was, I saw how he was raised and how the only thing that they had in their house was food. Everything else was passed down. If it was shoes, they all wore each other's shoes. If it was a bed, they was all sharing it. I remember going to visit during the summers, and they would have to leave um, and pile up on each other just so I could have a bed alone. And so there would be three people in one bed just so I could sleep in one bed by myself. I never wanted that lifestyle. So because I wasn't able I didn't live with him, I never thought that that was okay. I understand that that's how he came up, but I found out that that was not a life that I wanted to live. So I want to pose to you ladies the question of what can you say to this topic as it relates to I never got a chance to do blank, but I'm glad I didn't because of blank.
Mm.
Well, this is it's a little bit heavy.
Mm.
Um, for me, because I have so many things that I can say. I didn't get a chance to, but I'm glad I didn't. But go ahead. I think Miss Tiff, I think you were getting ready to speak. Go ahead. I'm still marinating.
Yeah, that's always a heavy one. But I would say that my biggest is I did not get to grow up with my biological family and get to know my father because I was adopted. Now, the reason why I was adopted is because my mom was a drug addict and she had three kids. I was the baby of those three kids, and my father was in the military. So my mom decided to go into rehab, and there weren't enough family members necessarily to go around to take all of us kids. So my brother went to someone, my sister went to someone, and then I was shipped off here to Colorado. Um, and my mom just kind of gave me away and told my the woman, my mother that I was adopted by, that I was her problem now. And so she adopted me, but she had to, even though my father, it wasn't necessarily his choice because he was in the military, but he signed over his parental rights, and it gave me a chance at life. Because of that, I did not grow up in poverty. So even though I didn't get, to know my father, and I didn't get to know my biological family and who I actually came from, I did get the ability to not grow up in poverty and to see something different. And it's interesting because I did eventually, very many, many years later, as an adult, I met my father. Um, I met my mother at her funeral, and then 3 months later, my father passed away. I met my brother and my sister again at my mom's funeral. And then 3 months later, after my dad died, my brother died. And then 3 months later, my sister died. So, all within less than a year period, my entire family, as far as biologically, passed away.
Wow.
Much respect to you, Tiff.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
You
Yeah,
are.
Definitely.
that's a lot. You are very strong.
Hmm.
Thank
Condolences.
you.
Hmm.
You definitely.
Um, what do you think that you've taken away from your experiences as it relates to having so many? Well, number one, being displaced from or your biological family. Number two, um, in that you've had to be so resilient and you've had such a different lived experience. What do you think that you've learned from being in the space that you're in or have been since then?
Um, I would have to say that there's really, because my mom, obviously she was much, much older. So she was 95 years old, and or not 95, but she was 95 when she passed, but she was like in her 40s when she adopted me, and I gave birth in my 40s as well. So definitely, you know, knowing that everything is within God's plan, I guess would be the best way to say it. That we go through certain things in life, even as we're younger, because it's just something that has already been written in our future and by God. It's all in His design. But that there's just nothing that we can go through that he's not willing to bring us through.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with that, and I thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Um, because I do know that as deep and touching things can be. I know I jumped smooth off the porch with something heavy, but it's one of those things where I like the fact that you were willing to tell your story and share the things that you've had to, the obstacles that you've had to overcome, mainly because you have so many people who go through things and they're silent and they're quiet about the things that they've experienced in life and have no idea how other people make it or even know anyone that has had some of the some similar experiences and came out on top of things as you have, being that you are as successful as you have been in life. You know,
Thank
I
you.
think it's very much so commendable. Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
You're so welcome.
And I
But yeah,
appreciate that. I'm sorry. I appreciate that sentiment as well because I do, you see where people have gone through certain things, and rather than rising above it, they allow for it to consume them. Um, And that, I think that that's the greatest point, is that there is another way. I was sexually abused. And a lot of people will say, because I was sexually abused, I turned into the life of being a sex worker. You don't have to be a sex worker just because you were sexually abused. There is another way.
mhm, absolutely, definitely. You don't have to turn to that at all. There's a lot of people that say that use that, and I'm not saying it as an excuse to do so because a lot of times people don't know how to. navigate the space that they're in, and they just go towards the things that the road that's the easiest for them. What comes to mind, what people introduce them to, and they're influenced in that way. But there are some people that, regardless to what they've experienced in life, they didn't necessarily turn to that life, but instead wanted to do something else and something better. And so, again, that is commendable, and I'm glad that you were able to make some of those decisions despite what you had been through. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, Miss Melinda, you still marinating over there?
I think I got one. I'm not as
Okay.
deep. I'm not as deep, but
It
it's
don't have to be deep. It just have to be you.
yes. So I grew up in a single parent home with two brothers. I am the baby out of nine. Um, my dad had children. I'm the baby of them all. I am grateful that I have the mother that I had because she was a strong black woman. I grew up in the projects. Because I grew up in the projects, I learned how to adapt. I've learned how to survive. That has taught me that no matter where I go in life, I'm going to be all right. I will survive. Sometimes things that do get hard, but the example that my mom set for me is amazing, as well as my three older sisters. They took me as their baby. So I'm just grateful for having them in my life. So that's just kind of me, y'all.
Thank you for sharing, Miss Melinda.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing. Um, what do you think that your biggest takeaway has been from some of the things that you've experienced from your past?
I would ask my mom, do you have such and such and such? And she'll say, go on my wallet and get dot 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 dot. But mom, you
Mm-hmm.
got all this money in your wallet. She said, baby, that's bill money. Don't touch that.
Mm,
Taught me that I don't have to spend all my money. Like
mm,
it taught me that yes, pay your bills, yes, provide for your family, but as the older folks would say, you squirrel some away. So you put you some money away. So that is just how I've been trying to survive. Just squirreling away some change, some coins.
I definitely understand that. I wish I had gotten that lesson a little earlier in life because I used to just spend everything that came into my hand. I got it, I can get it again. I would spend it just as fast as it came. And so that was a good thing to be able to learn that at such an early age that you don't have to spend
Mhm.
everything that you have, everything you make, and everything that's in your possession.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great.
Yep.
Miss Yolanda,
Yes,
you with us tonight?
I'm with
She
you.
said, I'm here. You mighty quiet, darling.
It's all right. I'm ready. I'm getting
I just
ready.
want to refresh and make sure that there are some that came into the chat. Miss, I'm gonna take a moment, give you a second, um, and give you just a moment, because I saw a few people come into the chat. Kids from Jay, so glad that you came in tonight. Uh, Micah, appreciate you coming in tonight. We have a male amongst us, even though they see the ladies like they and by all means, please listen to what we have to say.
Yeah,
Although you said that you was gonna dip, but I'm just glad that you're here anyway,
yeah.
supporting us. We appreciate you for being here. Uh, Again, a kiss from Jay, Crystal's World. We thank you for coming in, ladies. If you all desire to come up, let me know. By all means, we would love to have you, love to hear from you. If it's a question that you want to answer, or if it's something that you wanted to touch on, or what have you, feel free. Hit the link or say, "Hey, drop the link. Let me know something." Because I would love for you all to be able to speak to these things that we're touching on. Because you never know who needs to hear your story. You never know who needs to hear the things that you have experienced and come through. Because again, we're not. This ain't the victim Olympics. We're not
Nope.
staying stuck in what we've been through, but we're
No.
here now because we overcame the things that we had already experienced. And
Yes.
so, with that, we can call ourselves victors, victorious, and
Absolutely.
victors, because we were able to come through, and with that, with the help of God. And so, but let me redirect to what the original question was. Miss Boogie, I saw you. I don't know if I spoke to you earlier, but I do want to let you know that I appreciate you coming in. Rich Jr., so glad that I see you. Just want to acknowledge you for coming into the welcome to the Chapmans. Um, 5Gs, I see you as well. Thank you for coming in. Uh,
Oh, I don't mean
you,
to interrupt, but I think Kiss from Jay is looking for the link.
oh, that's all you had to say. Let me drop this link right fast. Let me see there. Because I most certainly, ta drop the link for Jay. Thank you for letting me know something. Because again, I don't want anybody to miss the opportunity to come on up.
No
Um,
problem.
and I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know because I ain't paying attention to nothing. I'm over here just scrolling.
Yeah, because the chat is
Um,
rolling. I appreciate everybody in the chat.
yes,
It is.
yes, most certainly. 5Gs. Thank you for coming. Again, open. This is an open panel for the ladies. Those of you all who would like to come up, by all means, do so. Coming to the stage, we have Miss J coming in.
Hey, Jay.
Hey y'all, what's
Hey
going
By
Jay.
on?
all, if you don't mind, so glad that you're up here. If you don't mind, could you let everybody who you are, let everyone know who you are and what your channel is about? Introduce yourself.
Yes, of course. So my name is Jay. Most of y'all do know, but for the ones that don't know, my name is Jay. My channel name is Kiss from Jay. I do a lot of family vlog and just like vlogging about my life. I do how-to videos. I love to be a connector, so I have a lot of I have two seasons on my channel. My shows 20 Questions with Jay, season 1 and 2. Also have Kinky Infusions for the kinky dinkies, you feel me? And I have a new show that's going to be starting in 2026. But yeah, so as far as me, I'm a married woman. I'm 32 years old. I love being amongst my peers and beyond and below, however it is, as long as your mindset is somewhat like equal to mine, you know what I'm saying? Something that can help me grow. I love being able to be amongst people that can help me grow and help me learn. I love being able to like adapt to things that I am not accustomed to because it shapes me and it molds me. And I'm glad to be like in a predicament of people that like feed me food to my mind and I love it. So yes, y'all, that's pretty much what I'm all about. You know, a lot more. I have a lot of brothers and sisters. I have 17, no, 19 brothers and sisters. One of my brothers y'all probably met today if y'all was on my live. There's a whole
Mm.
lot to dig into, child. I'll be talking all night if I tell y'all about me for real. But nice to meet y'all. Yeah.
Welcome, Jay.
We most certainly appreciate you coming up on the panel. We want to keep the flow of things. We had stopped at Yolanda, Lady Young, as I call her affectionately.
Mhm.
And I want to go over the question, the topic of topical question of today, which is I never got a chance to do blank, but I'm glad I didn't because of blank. Lady Yo, what would you like to share tonight?
I never got a chance to.
Never got a chance to do blank, but I'm glad I didn't because of.
I don't even know where to begin with that. Um, that is so heavy.
Lady No, Lady Yo, you still need a minute?
Yeah, please.
Okay,
I can
okay, that's
go
no
if she
problem.
needs a minute.
You go ahead, Jay.
Um, did Ippy Poo drop?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, I don't see you. That's why I was asking.
You don't see me?
No,
She
don't
probably
know where.
back in, but she's there. I see her.
Okay, hold on.
Isn't that her on camera? Yeah, I see her.
Yes, that's
Hmm.
her.
Oh, I see you up there. I'm sorry. Boy, what? Let me look at the big screen. There you go. Now I see you. Now I see you.
No, you
If
can go
you
ahead. You go ahead, Jay.
okay, go ahead, Miss Lady J.
Yeah, so you said it's something that I never done, but I'm glad I didn't.
Uh-huh. I never got a chance to do blank, but I'm glad I did not because of blank.
Okay. Okay, so definitely. So I would say I never got a chance to do real drugs. You know how like when you're a teenager, you're exposed to so much. And me, I live in Atlanta, so I've been around a lot, like all type of different pills, all type of different other drugs, even if it was for fun. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
trying it out. I was damn near pretty much addicted to liquor. I was literally like an alcoholic. And I realized that after my ex-boyfriend I was with was taken away. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I was happy that I never got a chance to do anything like that, like heavy related, because I realized that I was someone that got addicted to things and didn't really know that I was addicted. It took me a while to actually get off of the liquor. It took me a while to get off of trees. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so grateful and blessed that now, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that's an addiction at all. You know what I'm saying? I haven't drank liquor in over a year, you know, and I'm completely fine. I don't like, I used to stop at every liquor store. Like, you come up in my car, I used to always have like a pint of something with me. I used to always have little shot bottles with me. And I'm talking about little shot bottles with an S because I wouldn't just have one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be so addicted to liquor to the point that if you taking the last shot, I'm like pissed off because I'm like, I can't believe you would take the last shot. Like, it would turn into a whole argument or something like that, like just off the fact that I wanted to keep on like the level of whatever it is that it was giving me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so grateful that I've never got the opportunity to try anything that was stronger beyond that, because I don't know what that would have done to me. You know what I'm saying? What that would have put me like through, or what that would have ended me at. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to know that my family, they literally only drink, but they don't do anything else. But even that is difficult because there's a lot of addicts in my family that are they're addicted to liquor. Like, they're, if they didn't have liquor, they probably wouldn't be like, they probably wouldn't be happy. You know what I'm saying? They probably wouldn't be happy if they wasn't drinking. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Hmm.
crazy for me to pretty much be the only one that's an adult in my family that's on my mom's side of the family that's not drinking at all, because to them it's almost like it's not possible. But I'm happy that I was able to break that like family curse, because honestly that is a family curse. Like, everyone in my family literally drinks. When they're angry they're drinking, when they're happy they're drinking, they find a reason to drink just to drink. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful that I don't have that like desire on me, because in a way some people don't look at it like that, but it really is. If it's something that you kind of can't control, it is kind of a demon in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's
Hmm.
controlling you, that turns you into something that you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't think straight without being able to have this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that I'm able to make my own decisions, and it's not something that is I need something in order to feel away. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful. And the thing about it that's so crazy is when I finally stopped drinking liquor, when I was not finally stopped drinking, but when I was in the midst of trying to stop drinking liquor, I literally prayed to God and I really asked him if he can please help me to get my energy up, because I remember when I was trying to cut off of it, I would be like detached from people. Like, I wouldn't be happy. And I feel like whenever I would go out, I would just feel like the party pooper because everyone is having fun. And I just feel like so sad and so bored. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so grateful that whenever I do go out or whenever I do be at functions, I'll be like the littest one there and I'm lit off of my own energy. And that's like the best feeling ever. You know what I'm saying? Not needing something to make me feel happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can be amongst y'all. Y'all would probably think the way that I'd be like lit off of something, but I'd be lit off of myself. And I'm grateful because before it was a struggle, you know, to do it off of my own power and off of like my own energy. But it's really a blessing. Y'all don't even understand. So I'm grateful for that.
I most certainly understand that because there are so many different people that that still have substance abuse issues, whether that be alcohol or whatever their drug of choice is. And not all the time is it just about a substance like uh, coke or heroin or something like that. It also sometimes can be eating. It also
Mm-hmm.
can sometimes can be shopping. It's so many different things that it can show up in your life to a point where the one thing, because you're so addicted to it, can destroy you. So it's a blessing. Anytime I hear someone saying, "Hey, I was on this substance or I was doing this and I was able to come away from it," God really blessed me for a changed mind with a changed mindset, so I wouldn't be trapped in that space, for the rest of my life. And so I commend you
Mm-hmm.
on that. And thank you. I appreciate you for sharing. Somebody need to know you ain't got to do this forever. You don't have to live
Yeah.
like this forever. Most
Mm-hmm.
certainly.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah.
you sharing, definitely.
Yes, of
Same
course.
here. Appreciate you sharing that, Jay.
Yes, you guys. And also, I wanted to most definitely say condolences to my girl Tiff because that's a lot to deal with. There was a point in time where I felt like my family was cursed with people just passing away left and right. Like it was crazy because it wasn't just like the small people in our family, it was like the major support people in our family. So that's really, really crazy to not only like lose family members but to lose them in the short like time span that you did. So and then on top of that, like sometimes things like that will turn people bitter, and you are one of the sweetest people that I know, so I'm so grateful that that didn't break your like your willpower of continuing to be strong and kind, you know what I'm saying? So yes, girl, condolences to you, and I'm so happy for your strength because it shines, girl, and I love it.
I
Yes,
appreciate you. Thank
indeed.
you, Jay.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. Moving along, and uh, back to you, lady. Yo, you've had a moment, a pair of seconds, as you all would love to say, a pair of seconds to think about the topical question, which is, I never got a chance to do blank, but I'm glad I did because of blank.
For me, I'm glad. It might sound silly, but I never got a chance to drink and drive. I say that because I've
Mm,
had friends to do that, and they will always preface things to me by saying, whether you have a license or not, I want to get you twisted and put you behind the wheel so that you can learn how to drive drunk. And I was like, but it messes up your impairment, and they're like, no, if you learn how to drive while you're drunk, you'll get used to it and you'll be okay. But I'm so glad that I didn't get a chance to have that experience because I've lost friends drinking and driving.
mhm,
So many people like down the road, and and even the thought of somebody saying, "Yes, I just want to get you pissy drunk so you can learn how to drive like that." I said, "Yeah, so we could be wrapped around a tree somewhere." But I'm just grateful that God gave me the strength not to be pulled into the peer pressure, because it
mhm.
could have been another way, because I too got into heavy drinking. That was the way that I numbed my past traumas, by drinking and falling asleep. Every day I would go to work hungover. And I'm just glad that I didn't get pulled into that, because I might not be able to be on this panel today had it went another way.
Whew, you're right about it. And I definitely understand that whole thing of being glad that you were able to put the brakes on what was going on in your life, and not allowing it to overtake you where you were making uh, decisions that could have destroyed your life or the life of others.
Yes.
That you were able to say no at a time when someone else was trying to get you to do the very thing that most people, in some situations would really like to be able to do. Someone is encouraging you to step out on the edge and take a chance
Yeah.
and to attempt to do something along the lines of being a daredevil,
Yeah.
And I know what it's like to drive drunk. I drove drunk once. It was some years ago. Um, I remember having my car, and I was so drunk. This was one night I was at a party, and for those who don't know, my birthday is on December the 31st, and so my birthday is always on a party night, always.
Yeah.
As long as there's a New Year's Eve, that's my birthday. And so I remember going to a friend's house, and earlier that night I had gone to pick up some friends to go to a house party. Well, at the house party, the people was like, "It's your birthday?" You're like, "Yeah, drink this." And then I go to someone else who's like, "Oh, it's your birthday, drink this." And so before I know it, I'm giving all kinds of liquor. I'm drinking wine. I'm mixing it with vodka. I'm drinking Hennessy because I had Incredible Hulks throughout the night, and I the drink pink panties with vodka and all that. I hope I ain't triggering nobody. I don't need nobody to get drunk tonight just because I'm saying all this. But
You
no,
good.
truth be told, I was just, I mean, was being a whole lush that night, just drinking and became inebriated. Well, when it was all said and done, it's good 2, 3 in the morning. Everybody's ready to go home or at least go their separate ways, you know. And so I had to take these people back home. And I'll never forget, I was so drunk, I was seeing double. I had heard about people seeing double when they were drunk, but I had never drunk that much. And so
Yeah.
when it came to the point where I was like, I'm seeing double, I ended up having to close one of my eyes to drive down the street so I could just see one lane. And I drove that way like maybe 10 or 15 miles down the road to drop everyone off or whatever. And was on one side of the city and then another side of the city. And then I had to drive myself home by myself, completely inebriated. And I made it up in my mind that day I didn't ever want to do that again. But I just remember how bad that was and how I could have taken out a lot of people, including, you know, taking the people that was in my car out, you know, could have wrapped
Yeah.
around a tree, could have, you know, hit someone, you know, could have just drove into a building or something. There's all kind of things that could have happened, but um, I was spared. And as dumb and slow as I was acting, I still was spared. And so that's one thing I can say is anytime you make the decision that that's not a good one, you made the greatest decision.
Listen, because friends, I mean, some of these people out here, they really don't care. And outside of that, I had people saying, oh, you're pretty, the drug dealers are right down there. That's all you got to do is go flirt with them so you can get whatever you want. And then you don't live in this neighborhood. You can go somewhere else. When I say I'm just grateful that I was like, no, you ain't finna get them, moving, and moving everything to find me and take me out of here because I done flirted with somebody to get something that they thought I should have. I'm just grateful for the 42 at that age to say, nah, that ain't for me. There was some pretty dumb things I got caught up into, but I'm glad I didn't get caught up into that.
Just to hear about the driving drunk, I received a phone call. My kid is in hysterics. 2 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't think straight. Couldn't even put my clothes on. All I had on was a nightgown and one sock and some slippers and some shorts. To see that my child truck was flipped. It flipped 3 times.
Mm.
The only thing that was towed up was the truck.
Wow.
My
Wow.
child, my child walked away from it. All he kept
That's
saying is my truck, my truck. I said, baby, to heck with that truck.
I
It's
know
your
that's
life. That to me is the scariest phone call to receive. And it
yeah,
scared my kid straight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
like what Lala said. I want to read it right quick. This up there on the panel. We are all here for a reason to do his work and spread his word. You never know, in the midst of what you're experiencing, you never really know why you were spared or why an individual in your life was spared or why you've experienced some things that other people have experienced and they gone on to go wherever they went because I ain't here to put nobody in heaven. I ain't got no heaven or hell to put nobody in, but they went on to be with whoever they went with.
Yeah.
and we've been left here.
Yeah.
And so I think about that, I know it's ladies' night. I won't inconvenience you. I'm just here to show support and I like and share the real. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you coming in, sir. And welcome to the Chapmans. That's all I can tell you. Grab your earful because just because it's ladies up here does not mean that our experiences other people have not been able to experience or haven't experienced at all themselves. Um, because with some of the things that we've been talking about, it most certainly um, is something that we can all take to heart. And we have on the stage now Coach Mean Green. If you
Hey,
don't mind, Coach, we're so glad to see you. Could you introduce yourself and introduce your channel to the people?
Hello, everyone. First, I want to say hello to the host, Tina Mo. I had to come up here, Tina, support you on your live. This is a very, very good discussion. Hi, Tiff, Melinda, Epi, Jay, and
Hey,
Yolanda.
boo.
Hey, guys.
Mhm.
Hey.
Coach.
So, hi, everyone. I'm Coach Mean Reen. Hello, and I'm not really that mean, except for when I'm working out. Okay. Uh, and my channel is all about like fitness stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I do. I do a live workout Monday through Thursday right here on YouTube at 7 o'clock. That's why I couldn't enter right away because you gotta take a shower after you work out. Yeah. And yeah, and that's the most of what I do. That's enough. I don't want to put all the focus on me right now. Like I just want to join in on the conversation.
Would you like to answer the question, the topical question of the night?
It's okay, guys. Listen. All right.
Oh, here come the trigger
It's not
trigger
it's
warning.
not gonna be that kind of like, I could go nasty, but we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna okay. Um mm, so
I can give you. Hold on. Let
yeah,
me give you the
yeah.
premise one more time. Is I never got a chance to do blank, but I'm glad I didn't because of blank.
Okay. So I never got a chance to say goodbye to my daughter before she passed. She passed away on vacation with my mom. So I didn't get a chance to even speak to her several days before the accident happened because they were on vacation and we just kept missing each other. But I'm glad because the last moments I had with her were so, it was like it was ordained. It was supposed to happen that way because she had gotten to an age, I'm sure you all know that have children. They get to an age where they're like, I'm a big girl, don't hug me, don't touch me. Like, so she was at that stage. And the morning before they went on the trip, I had woken her up and she came into my arms like a baby. And that was like so peculiar to me because she hadn't done that in so long. And she turned to me and said, Mommy, I love you with my whole heart.
oh,
And I,
Wow.
because
Aw.
that's the last thing that she said to me, um, I hold that really, really close to my heart. And that kind of soothes me. Like when I'm feeling really down, that soothes me that I had that opportunity to experience that type of love.
that's so beautiful.
Aw,
Thank you
I love
for
that.
sharing.
Thank you for sharing, Coach.
Um, I did not expect for that to hit me like that,
Mm,
but I most certainly understand how holding on to the good experiences
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
help you to keep moving and keep going in the rough patches later on.
yeah,
Um, thank you for sharing.
yeah,
Thank you. I, I appreciate your transparency, and I do not take it lightly.
not at all.
I appreciate that. You gave the platform. And I really appreciated everybody's story. It's really nice to be able to get a chance to know people on a different level. And I thank everybody for their willingness to share, because it's not always easy to share things about yourself
No.
that
Hmm.
might not be favorable or might be really, really personal. So I thank all of you for sharing.
You're welcome,
Mhm.
Coach. Thank you.
Well, so glad that we're going to be moving on to the next question,
Mhm.
topical question. We
And
ain't got that many. We do not have that many. So don't think we going to have the five fingers questions, because it's not even five. It's actually just three. And I'm glad it was only three, because I'm not sure if we would have made it to the next ones.
well, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's
Oh,
good.
it's
Like
good.
I feel like it's good.
It's
Yes,
good.
it is very
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Um, the next topical question is the worst pain I ever felt didn't come from strangers. The worst thing I ever heard or experienced came from my blank. Now let me answer.
Oh.
I know we digging deep today. We digging deep. The worst pain I ever felt growing up came from a time before I was able to recognize the impact.
Mm,
I was told by a family member to cuss my father out, attempting to bring shock value, to incite him to do things on my behalf or for me. I did it, not knowing how limited time I had with him. He passed away, and I lived with the guilt of knowing those words were some of the last things he heard said to him while he was ill. We were able to make amends before his passing, but it was years before I understood the impact.
mm,
With that being said, and I'll give just a brief synopsis of what, well, that was the synopsis, but a brief story to connect with it. Um, I touched on my father earlier, about how he was raised in poverty and didn't, he just didn't have the drive that other people had to get up and go. He was active around the house, but it was just one of those things of, again, I only saw him work one day. I only saw him go to work one day ever my entire life while I was young. Now he died. He passed when I was 16, so I didn't have a whole lot of life to live at that time. And he was 36 when he passed. So you're talking about someone that didn't have a whole lot of time on the earth himself. He wasn't even 40. And so you're with that being said, um I would try to get my father to do things like, because we lived in different states. Um, I wanted him to come and do things for me and my sister, and he wouldn't. He would promise us things, never make good on none of the promises. He would say he had things for us, but when we showed up, they weren't there. And so I grew up angry, very angry and bitter towards him. And I later on found out that he was ill and he ended up passing due to lymphoma. And so, with that, it didn't hit me when I was younger, because at that point, at his passing, I was angry because I knew I had just made amends with my father. Then, right after that, he passed within a year. And so I was angry with God first. And it went from that to, I didn't mourn his death really until the unalivement, whatever, until 10 years later. A whole decade had passed. I woke up one day at a friend of mine's house and began to weep because it was the first time I had missed my father.
Mm.
Just waking up one day. And then it hit me that some of the last things he heard from me was me going off on him, cussing him out, and telling him that, and I said these words to him.
Did her thing go out?
I think maybe it is.
Yeah, it did. Hopefully she'll be back in a second. Let me see. Hold on, let me check. Just a second. I'll let her know. See if I can.
Oh, snap.
So she may have dropped down, so she'll probably come back up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know,
Oh,
that is real deep. That's real deep.
she's probably
Yeah,
trying to
that's so
drop out and
crazy.
come back in.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about what is it that now how could I answer that question? I'm just mm,
It's
Trying to.
another heavy hitter.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's a,
is. It really, really is. That's really, really deep for real, for real.
it really is. It's so
Look,
much to
I
think
think
about.
I'm a big Miss Tina. We need to do this every week. There she go, y'all.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the last thing y'all heard?
You
The
woke up at
last
the
thing
friend's
we
house.
heard was you was about to, yeah,
Okay.
you woke up and you was okay.
Yeah, I woke up grieving for the first time after 10 years, after a decade. I woke up grieving my father's passing. And it took me a few years of therapy to get past or to forgive the person who told me to go off on him because of the things that I told him. And so, with that being said, some of the worst pain that I ever felt didn't come from necessarily his passing. Didn't even come from the fact that he didn't do what he was supposed to do or didn't do any things I expected for him to do as a father. But it came from the pain of someone telling me to say the things that I said to him,
Yeah.
not knowing that I only had a little while um, before his passing. And so, what I want back to the original topical question, the worst pain I ever felt didn't come from strangers. The worst thing I ever heard or experienced came from my blank. Who wants to be first?
I'll go. I'll go this time. Um, for me, I think for me, the worst pain I felt was growing up in a two-parent household, having them physically present but emotionally absent. That was one of the hardest things I had ever went through and didn't realize its impact until later on in life. Um, and um, imagine being in a home full of people, but it's like I said, I had my both my parents, but they were definitely emotionally absent and detached, from me. So it often felt like I grew up in a single family home, even though my parents were present. And it left me with a great deal of navigating abandonment, um, issues and things like that, like later on in life. And, I didn't expect it to impact me. Like my birthday, my father passed 3 years ago, it'll be this March. And I don't know, I was downstairs about to cook my birthday dinner. And I just really broke down because it I remembered that, I'm the oldest. So when it came to my birthday, my dad never remembered it. And that was something that broke my heart because I had a hard time understanding how in the world am I your firstborn child, but you never could remember my birthday. The only time he did is when my oldest son came in town and he was at his house and he had him to call. That was the only time that he had even done that. But even learning, like in my older age, that sometimes men don't necessarily remember things like that. But during the time growing up, it just did not feel that way to him. To me, I mean, it's like, how can you forget my birthday but remember everybody else's? Like, I was confused about that. And it just took having that little bit of light, that not it's not a little light, having that light shed on that helped me to see things a little bit clearer because the pain of it hit me my whole birthday week. I just could not gather myself like I desired to because I just felt the pain of remembering every year he could never remember my birthday.
I'm so sorry, Yolanda.
I can definitely understand that because that would bother me as well for someone to always forget my birthday, especially my dad, and I'm a daddy's girl. So that's so crazy to me. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
Mhm.
I can relate to that a little bit because my father actually does not remember any of his children's birthdays. He like we have relationship with him, but it's just a thing that he doesn't have. His memory and birthdays is like non-existent. He can't tell you not one of his daughter's birthdays at all.
Yeah. When you're going through it, it just feels like you're the only one that's going through it. You know what I mean? So hearing
Hmm.
somebody else's experience, um, it just helps to lighten the lessen the brunt of it. You know what I mean? Because for a long time, it just made me feel quite insignificant. I mean, understanding now, it's good to have people in your life that can see things from a different perspective and say, "Hey, I get it." Um, a lot of men are not good with remembering. And just even recently today, I thought back to times where my mom would be the only one who helped with homework or things of that nature. My dad would not get involved. He would be ghost. He has never sat down at the table one time and ever helped with homework or any of the above. So now I kind of get it, a little bit more than 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 I would have. So it's not such a gaping hole like it was. It's Tina and them talked about it. I think it was intentionally random. Are you healed or healing? And it can be both because you can be healed in some areas and not healing in the other. So being on these panels and having these type of discussions is pulling back those layers and exposing those source places so that I can walk in the fullness of being healed in those areas that were so tender and so painful.
Hmm. I agree.
I most certainly appreciate you for sharing that. Um, it could be something else to want to, especially as it pertains to wanting to be or being a daddy's girl. And I don't know the process of men. I cannot, I cannot speak to what it feels like for a man to not have his father in his life, or for a man to have his not have his mother in his life. But what I can say is, um, ladies, girls, women need their fathers at some point in their life. And they need them in ways that some people do not understand, that bring about a sense of validation, affirmation. These things that we look to in in our fathers, a lot of times we end up not finding until we either have a relationship with God, or God sends a husband of some sort, or someone into our lives that can speak to those wounds that we would have received as girls. And I think about that quite often, even if it is a thing of um, even if it's your child, because some children can speak to your wounds, and you not even know that that's what's going on, but because um they see you in the way that they see you, they can speak to the little girl in you sometimes,
Yeah.
and it'll bring about a healing ever so often.
Yeah.
um and it's amazing how God will use different people in different ways to do that.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that women don't need, their mothers or anything like that, and I'm not being disparaging to anyone's relational status or anything of that nature. But what I can say is, when you have those types of relationships with that parent, um, it makes a difference. It really does make a difference, whether that's a stepfather or whether that's the man that sell hot dogs down the street. At the end of the day, you need someone to be able to speak into those places. And then I have to say again that sometimes God doesn't allow certain people or certain kinds of people to speak into you, because it's a space that He leaves open for Himself and Himself alone. And sometimes we have to get to that place where we're willing to go after Him for what we need as it pertains to that healing. But I most certainly want to appreciate you and thank you for that your transparency and your willingness to share. Because I know, like I said, this can be quite heavy. I knew I was going to do a little digging today, but I'm glad that you was able to share with us tonight.
I appreciate you all for listening. I think everybody sharing is absolutely amazing. It's definitely learning, and it's definitely, taking off the band-aid and putting some medicine on some old wounds. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I really appreciate it.
Now, all y'all don't run to the microphone at one time. Now, I see you excited.
Okay. Can you repeat it again?
Yes, of course. The one thing that I learned. Wait, hold on. Wrong question. My bad. The worst pain I ever felt didn't come from strangers. The worst thing I ever heard or experienced came from my blank.
I'll go next.
And then, hold on, let me say this. You do not have to identify the person per se. I don't want y'all to feel like, you got to air people out, and dig people up and put them on blast. I'm just asking that you share, as much as you can or willing to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My worst pain happened 22 years ago on October the 6th. I lost my mom, my best friend. It about killed me, literally. I 33 weeks pregnant with her first grandchild, my first child, did not was not she was at work. Her boss called me. I get to her. She's coherent. She's speaking, but you can tell something was wrong. Ambulance gets there, take her to the hospital. I was able to tell her how much I loved her. She says, I'm going to be okay. Don't you worry about me. I need you to be okay for Peanut. That's what she called my oldest kid. That happened September the 25th. I had my, sorry about that, y'all. I had my first child September the 28th, 3 days later. She never got a chance to meet him, but I knew she loved him before even seeing him. So that was some of my worst pain. But out of that, I got a baby, a sweet little boy, now known as my gentle giant. So that has been It's been rough. I have my good moments. Stop. Some, some bad moments, but I'm making it. So that has been it for me, y'all.
I appreciate you sharing. Um, I do understand how when it comes to certain losses, they just stick with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
Um,
it can feel like it just happened. I can relive it like it just
mhm,
happened.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's something that really never, ever, ever goes away. You just learn how to live with it or try to cope with it.
Yeah.
Everybody said, "Oh, and it's you get better with time." No, no. You just learn how to cope with it. You know how to handle it.
My
Yeah.
condolences, Melinda.
Said it.
Yeah. My
So
condolences.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want
I
to read this.
it
I'm
never
sorry.
that the pain never goes away. Like you said, like people always say, "Oh, time heals all wounds." It does not.
No, no,
nope,
no, it does not.
Does
nope.
not.
I at one point would say that until I walked them shoes that I will never. My mother never got to experience her first grandchild, his first words, his first steps, his first this, me purchasing my first home. All my firsts were not with her, and that hurt. That hurt. But I'm better now. I'm not good. I'm much better now. No, I'm much better.
Mhm. I do not want to butcher your name because I want to say Iquaba. I don't have no idea how to pronounce it. But
You
Mr.
sound
Watt,
right.
yes, sister. So many brothers are mourning secretly because we don't feel needed. The reason why I read that is because there are sometimes we do not understand what it feels like when you feel left out of the situation,
Yeah.
when you don't feel included, when people are going on about their little lives and it seems that they okay with you not being there. And I say that because sometimes we can feel the same way
Yeah.
when we're not included in other people's lives, when we feel like we should be significant too,
Yeah.
when we feel like we should be there or someone should be there for us.
Right.
um and I also want to piggyback on something that you said, Melinda, as it pertains to experiencing so many firsts without your mother, because my whole life, almost minus the 16 years I was on this earth,
Mm.
all of my firsts were without my father.
Mm.
And so he never saw me drive.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there when I got my license. He never knew I went to prison. It's so many things that I had experienced in life that I had questions that I would never have answered from him. I might have got some answers,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't get it from him.
Him.
Yeah.
That it's that part right there. You know,
Hmm.
granted, my siblings, my brother, they love me down. I am. I just. But my mama,
Mhm.
my mama. I
Mhm.
need. I need to hear it from her.
Hmm.
She may say the same thing that they're gonna say, but I just wanted and needed to hear it from her.
Yeah. I totally understand.
I definitely agree with that for sure.
Hmm.
It's wild because when you say that she may say the same thing, I definitely agree with that. It's the way that she says it. The
Yeah.
pauses, the calmness, everything about it
Yeah.
is completely different.
So I need
Mm.
you to say period, Jay. Go on and say it.
Oh yeah,
Period.
girl, period. You know
Period.
what's up. You know the vibes, you know.
Yes. Period. You're absolutely correct. That's it.
I love when Jay said that. I love.
It cracks me up. And we are so much like our parents that we don't realize it. That
Hmm.
one of her good friends, I would call her and just chit chat, and I would say something, and I can hear her sniffling, and
Mm.
I would laugh, And I said, I'm so sorry. She said, baby, no, ain't nothing to be sorry about. You just remind me so much of my best friend. You
Mm,
don't you ever feel that you can't you yeah. So yeah,
hmm
it gets rough. It gets hard. It
And
does.
that's what people don't often understand until you go through it. It's not just the funeral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
the
goes
funeral
way
is the
beyond the funeral.
funeral
Yeah.
is just the beginning, child. That's the beginning.
Who- They
Mhm.
they don't understand that part. That's when the
Mhm.
real healing begins. The
Yeah,
real reality sets in.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
Mhm.
hope I could under I no. We started.
Mm-mm,
I don't know that walk that you walk with
mm-mm.
not having your child,
You don't want it.
and
Trust
I commend you for pushing and going and
Yeah.
doing, because
yes.
at the point my life was on pause. When I say how I didn't want to do anything, I got to the point where I started off 170 pounds.
Mm.
My highest weight I got to 324 pounds.
me.
Yeah.
So I ate grief. I drank grief.
Mm,
Yeah. Been there.
So you encourage me so much,
Yeah.
coach, getting out there, seven, doing your thing. I be out there, but girl, you be killing me. When she say she mean, she mean when she comes, she mean.
Let me tell you, fighting for
Woo.
my life. All right, it's a fight.
Right.
Like, literally fighting for my life. I
Mm-hmm.
refuse to go to the. You could easy to go there. You could place, but I refuse. I fight it every single day.
Yep.
Yeah. I think everybody here is so amazing. We see Coach. I mean, push it. I've seen her work out, shed a tear, wipe her face, keep
Yeah.
on working out. I'm talking about workout through some of the nastiest trolls that I have ever seen. And she
Mm-hmm.
will make her statement and keep on. You know, times where I went in there with my troll slayer sniper gun, sapping people, and she was like, "Whoa, wait, no, no, no," you know.
See
But
them. Let
and to
me say. I want
see
to
her
see what they said.
yeah,
So,
she wants to see what they say, and to see her, navigate because people can just be downright savage, but I've seen her take them on and flip it and keep fighting like through those things because everybody couldn't do that. I mean, some people have committed suicide with these stupid troll comments, but Coach take it, flip it, she'll read it, spit it out, digest it, give them, a piece of her mind in a very respectful way when she really could have blasted them and cussed them out and hid them from her channel. But I've seen her pan through all of that and keep on getting up. It's inspiration.
mm,
It is. Yeah.
thank you for that. It's not an easy. It's not easy, man. I tell you that.
No, it ain't.
It's not easy, but um, I show my life and I share so much because that's exactly what I want. I want other people to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't stay in that dark place. Like, we all live with some kind of pain. We've all lost somebody that meant the world to us. And
Yeah,
the worst thing that we can do is not live to your full potential for them.
right.
How would they want to see you?
True.
Yep.
I think for
What-
me,
yeah.
sorry for anyone that was talking. Were you still talking, coach?
Go ahead, baby.
Oh, okay. So I think for me, the thing that is like the kicker amongst it all, because I love your consistency, coach. You already know I tell you about that all the time because, girl, your workouts are not for kids. You know what I'm saying? And I know you be saying that you do the workouts for overweight women, but child, I ain't all that overweight. And I cannot do that, child. I mean, I could do it, but dang, I'll be knocked out by the time I'm done with it. Like, what?
Yeah.
The thing that I think for me that is like the kicker of it all for me was when Mother's Day came.
Mm,
And the thing that was really difficult for me to hear from you was you don't really know how to receive someone telling you happy Mother's Day, knowing that you was a mother and
Mhm.
you lost your only child. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And it makes it seem like you don't really know how to accept someone telling you Happy Mother's Day when your daughter's not there. You know,
Right.
like that is so tough to even like think
Like Mother's
of. You know
Day.
what I'm saying? Like it's so tough to even think of like people telling you Happy Mother's Day. Like, how are you happy? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it's like it's almost the question of like so sad, but just thinking from your point of view is kind of the question of how am I happy and how am I a mother? You know what I'm saying? Like that is so scary to me. You know what
It,
I'm saying? That is so scary to me, but it's real because a lot of people do go through stuff like that. Like my ex when he passed away, he was
mhm.
the only child from his mom. So
Mm.
she knows that feeling as well. And she's much older. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like older than you. She's, I don't know, probably in her 60s now, probably. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So she's definitely not having another child. You know what I'm saying? So when Mother's Day comes around, she's like, it's the same feeling. And it's hard for me to even reach out to her to say Happy Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? It's just such a hard feeling because it just kind of seems like a reminder and it's just not necessarily a happy day. It's kind of just like it turns into a holiday for everyone is amazing. They get flowers and roses, but it just kind of seems like you accepting flowers and roses like I don't even know how that really makes you feel. So I condemn you for being so strong and just continuing on and just everything and still loving on like the babies and continuing to just like grow. You know what I'm saying? Because honey, stuff like that will put people in a pause and it will make them not want to come out of something like that.
For
Yeah.
sure. Mother's Day for me is like I don't know what to call it. It's like a mourning day. I don't and everyone is like Happy Mother's Day and I'm like Happy Mother's Day. It's not very happy for me.
Yeah.
And other bereaved parents, you know what I'm saying? Well, some people, if they have other children, I'm sure that they can find some type of happiness with the other children, but there's still a hole in your heart. I think that's how I can describe it. It's a hole in your heart, like a permanent one. But that day, I just don't really. I don't obviously. I tell my mom Happy Mother's Day, and if we do something with her, then we'll do that. But I don't really like to celebrate, and people kind of understand that.
Well, we
We
have heard. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm like, wait a minute, we are totally off topic. I was gonna answer the question, but now I have
Okay.
to.
Go ahead. The worst pain I ever felt didn't come from strangers. The worst thing I ever heard or experienced came from my.
Hmm. All right, y'all want some tea? Hmm.
We all ears.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, girl, I'm stirring my cup right now.
Period.
Put some lemon in it.
Y'all a mess.
So has lived, right? So I was married before, like when I was really young, and probably the worst experience or the worst pain was the day I realized that I made a mistake, that I should not have married this crazy man. I think that was like, and it's like the day I became a woman. You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
I found out that it wasn't even cheating. Like I don't maybe he cheated too, who knows? Because but I found out that he had a drug problem. He liked to snort cocaine.
Mhm.
And I had no idea like I went to a school where with the others and they did that stuff, but they wouldn't do it around me because it made me really uncomfortable. Like cocaine is one of those things for me that give me the heebie jeebies. So they wouldn't really do it around me. And I didn't really understand the signs of someone that was using.
Mhm.
But one day, people that know have been around coke, like people that smoke, they have the cigarettes, right? And then in the cigarette box, he used to put
Mhm.
it in the fridge. And then one day something told me, look in the boxes. Who puts their cigarettes in the fridge? Child, in the damn cigarette box, he had he had like the coke was like in aluminum foil.
Mhm.
And when I opened the aluminum foil and saw that cocaine, oh, I can't describe to you the feeling. It was like, you know, when your head starts ringing and you're like, oh my God, like what the heck? Like, how did I miss that? Like I was completely blown. But the reason why I missed it is because I was like 23 years old. I was a little girl. I ain't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And at that moment, I was like, this is not going to work. And I had to figure out, so I had to come to grips with that. I had to figure out how I was going to get out of the relationship without too much damage to my daughter, because my daughter was already born. And it was just like the worst feeling at that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is, and I can imagine. Whew, I can
Child.
imagine because you feel so betrayed
Yeah.
in the moment. You feel a sense of
Yes, so
betrayal.
true.
You don't know what to trust from that point on because it's like if you're hiding this, what else are you hiding?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Lord.
How many times have you lied to me when I
Mm-hmm.
thought you was going to this place, but you was really going to the dope man house? You know,
Right.
how
That part.
long have you been doing this? How long have you had this in my refrigerator? You know?
Look, that was the part. Now you got this nasty shit in my house.
Yes.
Ooh, heard that? Mm-mm-mm.
But I think I appreciate you for sharing. Thank you for your transparency.
Thank you.
I get it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Listen, any young girls or anybody, not even just young people, just pay attention. If they always going in the bathroom,
Hmm.
if they their nose is always running, they all
Hmm.
up, and then they're it's really the pupils that you can really tell.
Hmm.
Pay attention.
I knew somebody that was on it, and they had a cold for 7 years or something because they
Mm,
was always sniffling. I'm like, nobody's allergies is this bad all year long, and they should subside at some point. They ought to get a little bit. Don't they make sinus pills for that? You know what's wrong with you?
you know
Right.
what's wrong with
But
them?
they were always sick, eyes buckshot and red and buck, and then you have these rage fits and just
Mhm,
so much.
Yeah.
And
mm-mm,
so, yeah, yeah, I definitely understand and appreciate. Again, I appreciate you for sharing.
mhm.
We've heard from Coach. We've heard from Yolanda. We've heard from
Jay.
we've heard from Melinda.
Hmm.
Jay, did you tell us? Did you answer the question? Because I know you was talking
No,
about.
but I can definitely go next.
Okay, the worst pain I ever felt didn't come from strangers. The worst thing I ever heard or experienced came from my blank.
Okay, so um I think it would possibly the first thing that runs to my mind is when my ex had passed away. So or when he was taken away, because I can't even say passed away. You know what I'm saying? So basically, as far as the feeling and everything, we was living in an apartment together, and everything happened in Stone Mountain, Georgia. At the time, he had found this apartment in Stone Mountain, Georgia, so that's where we was staying at. And it's crazy because that was my first time ever living in Stone Mountain. I never lived in an area like that because Stone Mountain, majority of Stone Mountain is really like hood and whatnot. And I never lived in the hood. I've always grown up in like the nice areas of Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm, mhm,
So after he passed away, it was hard for me to move my stuff up out of the apartment. It was hard for me to move because the only place that I had to go was like to my mom's house. You know what I'm saying? Because me moving back down to Georgia, I was living in Indianapolis and I had my own place up there. And he wanted us to get back together. So I told him, I'm not about to come down to Georgia and be up in my mom's house. If you want us to get together, you're gonna have to get an apartment. And that's when he found that apartment in Stone Mountain. So when I moved down, we was living there together. So after he passed away, it was hard for me to move my stuff out of the apartment because it was just difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like moving my stuff out. So his best friend, I would call him the first day when I was like, okay, I'm ready to move my stuff. I called him and I told him to come over and help me. And he was very, very patient with me because he knew, we was both going through the loss of him. So when he would come over, I would sit down and we would just like watch TV, like watch shows and stuff like that. And he knew he came over to help me move. I just wasn't ready to move anything yet. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell him to come over and he would stay the whole day with me and we wouldn't do anything but just watch TV. And he wouldn't force me or anything, you know what I'm saying? Because he knew I wasn't ready because I wouldn't get up to like do anything. I would just be chilling, you know what I'm saying? So he would be like, okay, well, I'm about to go ahead and go home. And just let me know when you're ready. So I would call him the next day and I told him to come over. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to move the stuff. And when he would get there, it would just like every time he would get there, it would be like the tension, like the emotion of everything would just make me not want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So I would just sit down and and it happened for like a whole week like that. He came over every day for a whole week and we just sat down and watched TV to the point that one day he finally came over. He was like, okay, I'm going to start moving like little things at a time. And I'm like, okay. So when he started to like move things, I was like, okay, let me go to the room and I'm gonna start like folding my clothes. So I was in the room and I was folding my clothes and I was talking to some other girls I used to be cool with. I'm not really no cool with them no more, whatever. I cut a lot of people off, honestly. Like going through a whole bunch of different things. I cut a lot of people out of my life, like for real, for real. So folding my clothes, talking to these girls, we're actually in a good state of mind. Like I'm in a good state of mind. I'm feeling good because we're laughing and all of that. And then it kind of became a moment where like nobody was really saying anything because everything was kind of sad and the feeling was just good. And I was folding my clothes and I kind of stopped and I looked at my clothes and I thought to myself, like, why am I packing my stuff? Like, I completely forgot. I was just like in a good feeling and I completely forgot why I was packing my clothes. And that's when it hit me. I'm packing my clothes because my boyfriend died. And I felt like I was about to fall out of the sky. Like, all the pain just came rushing back to me at once. And I think that was like one of the most traumatizing feelings I ever felt. Like the realization of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that hit so hard for me in that moment because I was just like folding my clothes. I was chilling. I was in a good I like everything disappeared from my mind. Everything disappeared from my mind. For some reason, I was just feeling so good to the point I had to remember what I was doing. I was like, why am I packing my stuff? I had to think on it like really hard because I was still in disbelief. Like all of it just felt so unreal. You know what I'm saying? Like everything felt so unreal. So when it finally hit me, I just felt like I lost my shit. Like it was just so crazy to me. So I would have to say that would probably be like the moment for me for sure.
Ooh,
Mm,
thank
Jay,
you for sharing.
for
Yes.
living
And thank you
together.
for your
Oh,
transparency.
Yes,
I
thank you for sharing.
um I cannot imagine having to navigate through that kind of space where you lose a significant other, um, especially so suddenly, um, where you have to just pick up and move. You have to pick up with your life and go and move and do, without being given the opportunity to pause or breathe, or and how reality doesn't even sink in really until you are able to get in a place and be still.
Yeah.
But being so trying to be, well, not trying to be busy, but having to be busy because
Mm,
of the state of affairs, and you having to do this and make this phone call or make this arrangement, or just the busyness of trying to pull your life together after it has been shattered in such a way. It is commendable that you were able to come out of that on top and didn't allow that to keep you from marrying. That's number one. Starting another relationship with someone else with all that you had experienced. I find that commendable. Um, um, and I think that I appreciate your honesty and your transparency because we don't know who may be listening who who is in the place of needing to pick up the pieces in their life, and they
Yes.
don't know how people made it and what life can look like in the future for them. And so I
Yes.
think that you model resilience, you model the bounce back, you model to so many other people um the thing of not giving up on yourself, not giving up as far as being willing to try again. And
Yes.
I thank you for just being willing to share that with us tonight.
Yes, Jay.
Yes, I definitely appreciate all of y'all for being open. This definitely was not what I was expecting when I said I was coming to a ladies' night with you. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't know if y'all see me up there, but I literally have on my lingerie. I was ready for a sexy, sexy, not knowing I was about to be over here pouring out my feelings. I was like, oh man.
Yes, I do understand that. Didn't know what you was walking into. Um, but again, I thank you. Who has not shared? Or are y'all ready to go for me to go to the last question? Because we got one last one.
I have
I don't
not
think
shared yet.
Tiff talked. Did she?
Oh,
I don't mind
Tiffany.
sharing.
Epi, did you share?
Um, no,
No,
I don't mind.
Tiff
I don't
can go.
mind.
It's fine.
I don't mind sharing. Mine would have to be the loss of my daughter. It was the final destination moment for me with losing my entire family structure biologically, even though I didn't grow up with them. But my daughter, I did grow up with her. I gave birth to her at the age of 20 years old, and I raised her as a single parent. And I purposefully went through the struggle of not being on welfare because that was a generational demon that my family faced. I went through the struggle of trying to navigate not facing drug addiction because that was a generational demon, and alcohol addiction that my biological family faced. So I went through the struggle to break that generational demon so that it did not overcome my daughter. And although someone taking her life is not her fault, but she broke my heart because she chased the generational demon that I tried and worked so hard to keep behind me and to keep out of our lives.
Yes.
Um, so that's why I say it was that final destination moment, like for me, because, in that movie, death comes for you. No matter what you do, it's saying that you can't, you know, outlive death or that demon that's coming after you. So her choosing to chase that, which ultimately um, resulted in her losing her life. That was painful. Having to sit through pretrial by myself, that was painful. Um, Raising her daughter without her and knowing that one day I will have to really tell her the story of what happened to her mom is painful. Having to turn in guardianship paperwork every year because my granddaughter is a ward of the state is painful. So just being able to navigate the highs and the lows, and sometimes feeling angry at her, and sometimes just um, feeling sad at the loss of her, uh, that she would probably be the person that, made me the maddest.
That I can imagine. I can't
Mm,
imagine anything um, beyond losing a child that would be worse. I
mm,
really can't. Um, the closest I ever came to something like that was when I miscarried,
mm,
which pales in comparison to what you all have experienced. But it's a thing where that was the first time I had ever been pregnant and the last time I ever was pregnant.
mm.
And so I didn't think I could have children because I was outside, y'all. I'm just gonna go on and tell the truth. I was out to the side. But it
Mama.
was one of those things when I was pregnant, I was like, whoa, wait, what's going on? With my life right now. Everything has to slow down, and I began to make decisions based on the fact that I'm like, my life has to change now. I don't want to bring a child into this world with as jacked up as everything was, because I mean, I was out there just wowing it all the way out. And I never forgot the day that I made up my mind that, okay, since this is going to be my life, I need to get myself together. And I ended up being engaged to the child's father. And the moment right after that, I began to miscarry. It was like that. I had made up my mind in somebody's kitchen that, okay, I got to put all this behind me. I'm gonna live in such a way where I can be um a responsible and accountable mother. And as soon as I made up my mind, I began to feel a pain. And the next day, because I was late that night, the next day I miscarried, and all of the feelings that I had for that boy went with him too. But I think about that in relation to the fact that I had never experienced any pain in my life like that pain. The
Mm,
pain of wanting children, never thinking that I couldn't get pregnant, becoming pregnant, finding out that I'm pregnant, only to lose that child and then turn around and have a hysterectomy years later where I could never have children.
mm,
It is a burden that I had to carry for a very long time. I've made peace with it since then, but I cannot take away from the fact that that was one of the most painful things that I had ever really experienced.
Yeah.
And so I know how I can only imagine what it would feel like. And you've walked with, spoken with, know how they thought, knew their favorite colors, things of that nature. I didn't get to experience that, but I cannot imagine experiencing all of that and then to lose.
Yeah.
mm.
And so, with that being the case, I appreciate your transparency and your sharing um, as it pertains to that. Um, I commend you in that you're still pushing forward, you're still moving forward.
Yes.
That's so amazing, Tina, that you was able to share that because, honey, that is so deep. And that's
Yeah.
a fear of mine because I don't have any kids right now. And I do want kids. And I want more than one. And I want
Mhm,
them particularly while my mom and my dad are still alive. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? That's one thing I made sure to let my husband know before we got married. Like, this is what I'm looking for. And this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I want a marriage or whatever, but what I want more is I want to have a child and I want to have my child while my mom and my dad are able to meet them and install their morals upon them and stuff like that. Like, that's what I want more than ever. And it scares me almost every day. Sometimes that I just like think of like so much time is just kind of going by and I'm not even pregnant yet. You know what I'm saying? And just like it just scares me of the thought of like the possibility of something was to happen to my mom or my dad. Like it's just such a scary like thought. So to just think of everything that you had went through and everything that like Tiff had went through and Coach had went through is so like it's like traumatizing to the mind almost. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I'm glad that you guys were able to be open because this is really, really deep and it soaks in so much. And Tiff, the way that you explained your story also, it reminded me, I don't know if you've seen the newest what's the movie called again that you just said? What's that movie you was comparing your story to just now?
Final Destination.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the newest Final Destination, but it's called Bloodlines. And basically in that
Yep.
movie, a lady, you seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it literally, what you were saying was literally like that. I was like, oh, child, that is so crazy. For anyone that hasn't seen it, basically, the movie is about a lady. She ended up escaping death, but because she lived and she saved so many lives, all the lives that were created by the people that were supposed to have died, like death followed them. And that's why it's called Bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? Because death followed
Mm.
all of the bloodlines. So for Tiff to be saying that she was trying to cancel out something from out of her life and try to break it from attacking her daughter, and it kind of pretty much did at the same time, it's just such a scary thought altogether.
Mhm.
Wow.
Um, I think last who we have every pool.
Yep, I am next. Okay, so what is it? The worst pain that I ever felt didn't come from a stranger.
Hmm.
Um,
The worst thing I ever heard or experienced came from my what?
came from my mother. So, from well up until I can remember. I stopped living with my mother when I was about 10 years old. Um Before then, my mother was in a very abusive relationship. So I grew up in a very toxic household. The pain was from me not understanding why she would stay, not able to comprehend at a young age why my mother would put herself through something that I felt like was so traumatizing to me and my siblings at the time, and to her, of course, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Like, it's like I couldn't wrap my mind around what is it? What in the world could possibly be the one thing that is making you stay with a person that's tearing you down in all these ways.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was very traumatizing for me. It was so much so one night I woke up and saw myself dressing my younger siblings. This is when I still lived in New York, dressing my younger siblings in the middle of the night and getting ready to leave our apartment. I didn't know where I was about to go take my siblings or where I was going to walk to in the middle of the night in New York City, but I was like, I'm getting my siblings and I'm leaving because this is, I don't want to live in this toxicity. Like, it was getting too much for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I most understand and appreciate your transparency
Yeah.
when it comes to parents and the decisions that they make for themselves. A lot of times they don't know the impact of their choices
Yeah.
when it comes to their children. Sometimes they can have an idea that, yeah, this may bother them some, or this may be something that, they may have to get over one day. But sometimes they don't really understand the deep seated fears sometimes that are created, the questions that a young person has, the things that a person has to tackle inwardly, because sometimes you can feel devalued when your parent has been devalued in your own eyes or before. And it's hard to respect a person that does not respect themselves or allow someone else to disrespect them or disregard them or treat them like garbage. And I understand that how sometimes it is a thing where you get the opportunity and you run and you don't look back. You leave and you take all of what you can, whatever can fit in your hand, and you just move forward. And so I'm appreciative for the tenacity at such a young age to come to a place where you were willing to say enough is enough and move forward in a way that it benefited all of you. And you're still here to tell the story. You're still here to be the legacy that she couldn't live out.
Yeah.
You get to change the trajectory of your name and you get to break the curse.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful for what you came through. I'm glad for um I'm glad for your willingness to fight through it and how you've overcome.
Yeah.
It is a real blessing to hear your story.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it definitely is.
And it's inspiration.
Yes, it is.
Appreciate you sharing it, Epi. Epi poo.
Thank you.
We're about to shut this thing down with one question.
Well, all right.
Oh,
Well,
I
I
all
know we've been
I
going in
appreciate
on
all
this
of you
thing.
ladies. I really appreciate all of you ladies for being transparent and honest and open. And I'm proud of all of us for actually, being true to the questions and being vulnerable enough to actually, speak our truths and share and
Yeah.
be naked in front of the world.
Yeah.
wow.
Yes.
Think of
It
it
is,
like that. Wow.
it has not been easy to disrobe
Nope.
Not at all.
before so many people, knowing that they have the ammunition to judge you with because you're giving it to them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But if nothing else, us on the panel, we're a safe space with
Yeah.
one another.
Yeah.
And we'll kick their tail out of here if they get wrong in the comment section. Hello.
Period.
Period. Like Jay say,
Exactly. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah.
Say it. Say it.
Yeah, you already know.
Period.
Period.
That's
Yes.
it.
yes, honey. Yes.
I
But
have this one. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
there's power in sharing your own story.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And I thank you all for being willing to share that power.
Hmm.
yeah.
We've been
Mm-hmm.
able to plug into your story and become better.
Yeah.
Plug into your story and become wiser.
Yeah.
Plug into your story and plug into peace because we've been able to see somebody that made it through and
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
continues to make it through.
Yeah. Hey. Ooh.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Last one
Ah,
for the road.
all right.
The one thing that I learned from my youth that has impacted my life was blank. I still live by this principle. And I will go into what I said concerning this.
Okay.
The one thing that I learned from my youth that has impacted my life has been to say the quiet part out loud. I
Mm.
lived with years of guilt, shame, unexpressed disappointment, and all kinds of vitriol just because I wouldn't open my mouth and speak to the things that kept me bound in unforgiveness,
Oh.
hatred, sadness, and trapped in an endless cycle of depression.
Oh.
So if it's one thing that I can say that I live by is addressing the elephant in the room and saying the quiet part out loud.
Ooh,
And
that's
I
good.
I love
remain
that.
free every time I speak to the thing that wants me to be silent.
Oh,
I
Mm-hmm.
love
I
that.
love that so much.
that is so freeing in itself.
And you
That,
can have that. Everyone can have that. Honestly, you just have to let go
Yeah.
of what's
mhm,
holding you back because it literally is only you. And
mhm,
honestly, I feel like some people, when it comes to speaking about the elephant in the room, they're scared of losing the person that they're going to be talking to.
That
mhm,
Yeah.
What's more important though? You not being your full potential or someone else because you don't want to overshadow them or you don't want to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? That's really the main thing that it really is when it comes to that. So I definitely feel you on that, Tina. I would like to go next. I think I spoke about this on Elevators panel before,
mhm,
but the thing to me would most definitely be putting myself first and being my cheerleader, pushing myself while bringing other people along. But I had told you guys before that when I was younger in my youth, I always supported everyone else. And I never really pushed myself because I wasn't sure what it was that I wanted to do. But I also knew that I just kind of felt like I was just always a big supporter. And I kind of, because I just kind of felt like I was a big supporter, it made me think that maybe that's what I am. You know, I'm just someone that's supposed to support other people, where I realized that wasn't true and that wasn't right after I kind of went through a couple of things, lost some relationships that I just felt like wasn't like adding to my life, it was taking away because all I was doing was supporting them and no one was supporting me. Even
Yeah.
if I didn't know what it was that I wanted them to support, it was something. It had to have been anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm so glad that I put me first to find out that I'm multi-talented, that I'm able to do a lot. And that's why I feel like I will always and continue to push myself and pat myself on the back, and I'll always be my biggest cheerleader. And from that moment on in my youth, I realized and I stood on I will always be my biggest cheerleader. I'm always going to support people. I'm not going to let what tore me down be something that keeps me down or something that makes me stop. I will always support other people as well, but I'll make sure that I push myself harder. You know what I'm saying? So I will always do that. And because of that, I will always I will always be driven to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to lean on and become the better version of myself. To
Yeah.
always find new things that I'm good at because I'm good at so many different things. And just because I'm good at one thing doesn't mean I'm not going to be good at the next. I'm never going to put a cap on top of my talent. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to put a cap on top of my talent. I'm always going to be reaching for the stars and I'm always going to stretch. And just like Coach was saying in her other live, when you get to the top of the mountain, find
Mm,
another mountain to climb.
that part.
Yes. I love it.
Hmm.
Mic drop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally
period.
appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you for sharing. Who's next?
I'll go. For me, it's even now just learning to say how I'm feeling in the moment, whether that's sad, whether I'm happy, whether I'm upset, or whatever, because that's something that I've struggled with even at this age. But day by day, being surrounded by so many wonderful people and learning that it's okay instead of being afraid to feel like, oh, this person is not going to talk to me anymore or whatever I'm thinking. Uh to just let the chips fall where they may and not be afraid to share what's going on with me, transparently without feeling that fear of rejection. So that's how I feel.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to read the question one more time.
Okay.
The one thing that I learned from my youth that has impacted my life was blank. I still live by this principle.
Mm.
I'll go next.
Go ahead.
Mine would be I am actually enough. I learned in my teens that I'm good. I'm okay. I learned that part. But it took me to becoming an adult to truly understand what I am enough means, what I can bring to the table. I'm enough. Even in my flaws and all, I am enough. Period. Say it, Jay.
Period.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I guess I'll go next if you're finished.
I'm done.
Okay, one thing that I learned from my youth that I feel like I'm still living by would be learning that I'm not meant to fit in. Like I'm not supposed to fit in anybody's box. I'm meant to stand out. And sometimes I'm meant to even stand alone.
Mm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel you on that one.
Yeah. For sure.
I appreciate you for acknowledging that because all of us are different.
Yeah.
Mm,
All of us have something that we uniquely bring to the table.
Absolutely.
And it's okay if I don't look like you.
Yeah.
mm,
And what I bring doesn't look like what you bring. And it doesn't sound the same. And it doesn't fit in the same box.
mm.
As long as we all are bringing something.
Yeah. Ugh,
I agree.
for real, for real.
Anybody else? Don't shy away from the mic now. Come on in and spill the beans.
Step up to the
I
mic.
go next.
Come on, coach.
Uh, one thing, Lord, there's a lot of things, but I think one thing that I learned early on was to embrace failure,
Mm,
right?
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of like instead of thinking of like it as wasted time or that's the end, the way that I look at it as it's a learning lesson and I can use it kind of as a stepping stone to success. There's been several times like where I didn't make it on the team or I didn't, whatever it was, but I never gave up. I found another way. I've always been like that. I will always find another way to shine.
Yeah.
And I still live by that principle. Like even if you start something and it might not be working out the way that you want it to, that doesn't mean that you quit. It just means that you keep going, one, and two, learn from your mistakes and adjust. But you never,
hmm You still there, Coach?
yeah, you never give up. That's all I said.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, I love that.
Feel
It's
good. That's what it sounded like you said. Feel good.
sometimes we get so discouraged, like
Yes.
you you want to do something well and it doesn't happen. And I see it all the time with people, like they just give up. And I'm like, don't give up. Like now you have some kind of ammo because you've already failed. So just
hmm
keep pushing, keep trying. Like I'd rather die trying than to give up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I agree.
I'll go next because Miss Melinda and I seem to be very similar. And mine is that I am more than enough.
Hmm.
Um, as a person, I was given away by my mama. I grew up as a very awkward child because my mother was or the woman that I was raised by, my mom, she was so many years older than me. So and she was from the South with 13 brothers and sisters. My mom was born in 1928. So that's like weird to say. And then her mom was born in 1912. Um, so it's like weird being raised by someone that is so many generations older than you. Um, and it puts you in like this weird awkward space. So I just never understood my position and who I was. The black kids didn't like me because they called me the white black girl. So I was just always an awkward kind of person. And it took me a long time to realize that I am enough. And this is just who I am, and to accept myself enough to not care what anybody else thought about me.
Yeah.
Say it, Jay. Say it, Jay.
Period.
Period.
Facts. Is Jay gone?
Oh,
Oh
she did
no,
drop down.
she did he?
Mm-hmm. Period. Yep. I think she dropped down.
I can't say it like her. My voice is too deep and country.
Ever.
Period. No, I can't do it. Mm-mm. That here sounded crazy. What's it, everybody?
Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Jay went first. My
Okay.
internet.
There you go.
Oh, drop the link. Oops.
Hey, Danielle.
Yeah,
Lord have
Jennifer, her
mercy.
internet got
And
messed up.
Denise. What it
Mhm.
do?
Jay said drop the link again, please.
I'm trying to. Let's see. Now I got to go find it.
I'm shocked Anthony ain't jump up here.
I
Mhm.
know, right?
So we're gonna do this next week, Miss Tina Mo.
Yeah, I mean, y'all determined, ain't it?
A little bit, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hold on.
ow.
There we go. Now, back at. Oh, not that.
Tiff, I
Mhm.
I feel you too. My mom was older. The joke with my cousins is because I'm the baby, is I'm the change of life baby. Because my mom was in her 40s, so what, 40 when she had me. So yeah, I was raised different. The yes ma'am, the no ma'am. I had
Oh,
chores
yeah.
I had to get done. That talking back was not happening. Spending the night at folks' house was rare. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
know that's right.
Hmm. You back, Jay? Say it for us, please.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know what happened with my internet, but yes, honey, period. You
Thank
feel me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody saying like Jay.
you. Back.
No, can't nobody
You
say
know,
like
we was talking about that before. Everyone has their thing that they say it in the way that they say it that makes it sound like it's supposed to sound like that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like
that.
nobody can say greetings and salutations like my girl Tina. Nobody can
Right.
say what
Yeah.
Coach be saying. How you doing? Like
Yep.
my
Right,
girl
like
Coach. You know what
that.
I'm saying? Like that is
Mhm.
so crazy. No one can say the way that Tiff literally ends her video when she says, what is it did you say? You say like, bless
Be blessed,
someone.
have a blessed day, and do what you can to bless someone else's day.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the
Yeah.
bless someone else's day. It's the pauses that you do in
Mhm.
that just makes it hit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yo.
The cadence.
Period.
Yes. And
Right.
my other ladies up here, Melinda, Effie, and Britt. Yeah, I need to hear y'all little slogan. You feel me? So we can know how to identify y'all. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. I got it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna find one.
I normally say, let's get it. Let's go. That's not,
Oh,
yeah.
let's get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yo, y'all heard my new song? It's called Let's Get It, Let's Go by Anthony Holmes, 71. Yeah.
Stop playing. Nah. That is so cute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you,
Well,
Anthony, out there. Put it out there.
mhm. Well, check this out, ladies. We are about to come to a close. I'm going to make my closing remarks and we're going to get out of here if y'all don't mind.
All
Mhm.
right.
Since we've
Fine
been up
with
here
me.
2 hours plus.
Yeah.
We do mind, but if we have to go, then I suppose.
In closing, there have been several things that have created pivotal points in my lifetime. I have learned that I am more than a survivor and possess more than just resilience. I outlived oppression and obstacles. I outpaced the hauntings of the paved roads of bad decisions. I have learned that it's okay to say so. It's okay to acknowledge the hurt, and it is always okay to look for ways to heal. I'm not the only one who loves me. With that being said, ladies, thank you for accompanying me on this panel. You have just been a part of history in my life. This has been my first panel I have ever done by myself on my channel.
Woo woo! Congratulations.
Let's
He in the
go.
building. Said, let's go, let's go, let's
I
go.
gotta turn my camera off. I'm trying to do my hair, y'all.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey,
Hey, no, I didn't cut my hair off. I'm not
Wouldn't
my hair,
be
y'all.
anything without my girlie.
Anthony.
No,
Congratulations.
y'all. I had a prior engagement that I had signed up for before I knew about Tina's panel tonight. So that's where I was, guys. I try to be a person of my word and keep my face card good in the YouTube streets. Know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I heard somebody was saying where Anthony's was. That's where Anthony's was. Hey, Epi Pooh.
We were
Hey.
saying we're gonna get our own
Y'all knew
bells.
I was going. Please don't make it seem like it was on shade, baby. I was coming through for my Tina. Yes.
We just
And
met.
Tina, I hope you free on Sunday because I told them that you was gonna come with me to their next taping. Oops.
She
I'm
said,
going to where? Who
On their
said that?
next panel.
Whose panel?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about it afterwards. I'll tell you
Oh,
tomorrow by
okay,
the break.
okay.
Yeah.
All
I was
right.
like, I'm bringing my co-host next time.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, okay.
Okay, boo.
Well, hello, Allison. I see you come. You've come in to the very end of the Chapmans. I mean, to this live at least. If you be so kind, please rewind. Grab your tissue. Grab you something to drink, and if you need to, lay out in the floor and call on God, because this one's been a real one right here.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, what I can tell you is I appreciate all of you ladies. You all have been so wonderful, so kind to lend me your time, lend me your ears, and to pour out your hearts. I thank you for all of you all who have been in all of the comment sections of each of our pages. I
Yeah.
thank all of you all who have been sitting in the bushes. My mama probably been listening to me tonight. Uh, and I didn't say anything disparaging to her name, and so I'm so glad and so thankful. But because she knows I will tell all my business sometimes, but that's neither here nor there. Um, I thank all of you all who are in the bushes, all of you all who are going to listen to the replays on all
Yeah.
of these channels. Please know that we acknowledge you, we appreciate you, we thank you when you come and you leave a comment, your like, your subscription. You subscribe to our channels. We appreciate all of that. We appreciate all of you all's support. Thank you for allowing this to be a successful night, a successful ladies' night. And we didn't have to kick anybody out tonight. Isn't that
Right.
wonderful?
That's
No trolls.
no trouble.
No trolls. And so,
Me.
with that, I thank you all. I appreciate you all. And like I say, in all the rest of the whatevers I be in, because I be in quite a few things. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. And good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Good
Good
night.
Good
night.
night.
Have a good one. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, ladies.
Good night. Thank you guys.
You're very
Bye.
welcome. Right.
Bye.